1 year ago at CES 23, Nanoleaf announced a Skylight with a timeline of coming later that year. Well, that didn't happen, and it took them a year to release the ceiling light to the market. It's now finally here, and Nanoleaf sent over a 3-pack for me to review. The Nanoleaf Skylight features 16 million colours and tunable whites. They have a maximum brightness of 1400 lumens, with a colour temperature range ranging from 2700 to 6500 Kelvins. The Skylight connects via Wi-Fi, however, there's no thread enabled at this time. You can control them via a Nanoleaf app, voice assistants like Siri, and integration with an Apple Home via HomeKit. At the time of this review as well, it does not support Matter. For full transparency, Nanoleaf did send over the smart light so I could review, but I want to be 100% clear with like all my reviews, I remain full editorial control over the content in the reviews. This means I will point out the good and the bad about the product to give you my best opinion. Let's start with design and features. The Skylight is a modular lighting system that provides ambient illumination. Its design is categorized by modular panels that connect together to form a customizable light fixture. Each panel features LED lights that can emit a wide range of colors, allowing users to create dynamic lighting effects to suit their mood or ambience. In my pack I got 3 panels at a price of £229, but you can have up to 100 panels in your setup. However, this would get pricey and not something most people would ever put together. One of the unique features of the Nanoleaf Skylight is its compatibility with smart home systems, in our case, Apple HomeKit, enabling users to control the lighting remotely via smart apps or voice commands. This makes it easy to adjust the lighting settings without the need for manual adjustments. The Nanoleaf Skylight features 16 million colours and tunable whites. They have a maximum brightness of 1400 lumens, with the colour temperatures ranging from 2700 to 6000 Kelvins. The Skylight connects via Wi-Fi, but it's a shame that Nanoleaf didn't include Thread support, and you can control them with the Nanoleaf app, voice assistants like Siri, and integration with Apple Home via HomeKit. Installing is not as easy as changing a light bulb, but it's still fairly straightforward and involves removing your existing light fitting and replacing with the main module of the Skylight. This is the one with the smart controls all built in, and you will notice a difference by looking at them. It's the one with the HomeKit setup code on. You first fix this module in place using the fixins, and each requires a lot of holes. In fact, it takes 4 per panel. You then connect additional modules using the 2 cables thread through the cutouts on the module case. These are 2 sets of cables that need to be plugged in between each panel, one to carry power and the other to carry a data signal so they all can work. The data signal cable is very small and has a jumper style connection that pushes easily in one direction only. The power cable is color coded and you only need to push the connector block down and feed the cable in. If you look closely at the panels, you'll see the lines indicating where the cable is supposed to run. However, I found the cables were a little bit too long in some instances and wouldn't follow the paths, so I ended up having to route them around different ways in order to keep the cables up, but thankfully there's lots of clips to use. Once you've finished the install of the modules, click in place the light covers and turn the power back on. If you're unsure about installing these yourself, I would recommend getting a professional to install them, but for reference it took me about 45 minutes from start to finish. A couple of things to point out when installing them. First, the panels sit completely flush with the ceiling and feature only a small entry point for the cable. If you have a bundle of excess wiring, there's no cavity in the Skylight panel to hide it in, so I had to personally make a bigger hole in my ceiling to hide the extra wiring. The other point is the holes you need to drill in order to install them. For my installation, I need to drill 12 holes, so if I take these down at any point, I'll need to patch them up, paint the ceiling, and make everything good again. So when you're installing them, make sure you're dead set on the design choice. Now, in terms of setting them up within the Nanoleaf app and HomeKit, Nanoleaf does suggest using its own app first and then connecting them to Apple Home. So I set them up in the Nanoleaf app, and at this point, it does open the HomeKit setup process. So you scan the code to a room, name the design, and add any automations that you desire. Once that's all completed, you're all set up in the Nanoleaf and Apple Home app. So let's now take a look at using them within HomeKit. The Skylight works just like any other smart device in Apple Home with dimming, color controls in the app, and all the normal options. So right in the app, you can control the brightness of the Skylight and adjust the color choices using the scroll wheel. I found this fast and responsive and no particular issues. They also work with commands like turn on the lights, and I found this fine with no noticeable lag. For HomeKit, my biggest benefit, however, and it always is using them in automations. It's where I get the most out of control with my smart lights and most of my devices. This is because I include the Skylight with my existing automations, which allow me to turn them off and on at certain points. So for instance, I included it in my goodnight scene and also paired it with my Philips Hue dimmer in that room. One of the things I do want to point out is while most of the Nanoleaf HomeKit certified range are HomeKit adaptive lighting enabled, the Skylight is not, and that is odd. Nanoleaf have not confirmed why the Skylight does not support adaptive lighting, nor have they confirmed if this feature will come in the future. Before we continue with this video, and pardon the interruption, I just want to introduce you to HomeKit Authority if you're watching a video for the first time. This is an online community dedicated to everything HomeKit and smart home. We cover the latest news about Apple's smart home platform, honest and detailed reviews, and tutorials that help you get the most out of HomeKit. While you're here, don't forget to check out the rest of the videos on this channel, and if you would like to stick around and be part of this community, then we'd love to have you. So hit the subscribe button and also the bell button to be notified when content lands. Also, if this video does help you out, there's some links in the description below that send you to a preferred retailer that helps this channel out at no extra cost to you. You can also follow us on social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more HomeKit content at Follow HomeKit. Thank you for your support. Let's get back into the video. Let's now turn to the Nanoleaf app. Whilst I prefer managing my smart devices in Apple Home because of the automations, when it comes to Nanoleaf devices, I often utilize the app for more extensive customization. The Nanoleaf app is truly delightful in my opinion when paired with any of its lighting products, offering access to 16 million colors and allowing complete customization of devices. The app provides access to color palettes, scenes, and allows you to create your own lighting options depending on what you want to do. In the basic section, there's a rainbow palette enabling the selection of different colors for solid lighting effects, while favorite allows you to save frequently used colors and brightness settings. The real gem, however, lies in the scenes section, where you can either opt for pre-designed Nanoleaf scenes or indeed craft your own, giving you options like northern lights, morning sky, and various different options which are already preloaded. Nanoleaf also gives you the option to create your own light colors and patterns, allowing you to construct the scene you desire. It's versatile enough to let you select your own color schemes. You can also choose from 7 different patterns such as fade, flow, burst, organic. With each of these options, you can also tailor how quickly each pattern cycles through the colors. Nanoleaf also offers another way for you to customize your lighting, and this is a new addition. It's not necessarily new for the Skylight, it's something they released recently, and it's easy and fast. And they call it Magic Scenes. After selecting Magic Scenes, all you have to do is simply type in the words you want your light to emulate and then tap Let's Go. Then watch the magic happen, pardon the pun. A scene will generate with a color palette that magically matches the word you typed in. You can even see a preview of the palette playing within the app. Name your scene you have chosen word and save it. And then you enjoy the custom magic scene whenever the mood strikes. Speaking of music sync, which is a feature that uses a built-in microphone to adjust the light panels to the beat of the music. This works okay, but because I had 3 panels, the effect, in my opinion, is limited. I think the music sync is best suited to the Nanoleaf shape panels because you get more panels in the pack, and also the Nanoleaf elements also perform a lot better when using the music sync feature. But I think this is personally down to the fact that both of these products ship with more panels, and if you asked to have more modules installed for the Skylight, it might look a lot better. Now let's talk about the performance. As I've already mentioned, the Skylight boasts a palette of 60 million colors and achieves a maximum brightness of 1400 lumens. After using the smart light in my home, the whites have provided very good illumination in my home across the various white color combinations. Furthermore, I've noticed that it has excellent color accuracy. The Skylight offers very good colors that are deep and rich across the panels. I can imagine if you had lots of these patterns, it would look really amazing, but then that would increase the cost. During my testing, I had no issues with device dropping out, and I was not expecting that given it connected via Wi-Fi. Although it would have been nice to have them connected via Thread to free up some of my Wi-Fi network. Although Nanoleaf have not confirmed that Thread will be coming to the Skylight, in the settings menu for the device, it does have a line item saying Thread. While having 3 is enough to provide the right amount of illumination in my room, I found just having 3 panels made some of the scene patterns not that attractive, and I think to get the most out of some of the scenes, you need 5 or more panels. One minor complaint, and this seems to be the same with other Nanoleaf lighting panels, The product is dark in the middle of the device on some colors and some whites, and this is sometimes noticeable and sometimes it's not, but it's still something I think Nanoleaf should have addressed when they were releasing this product. So, to cover the review summary, the Skylight is impressive and it surprised me as I was not expecting to look great in reality compared to the marketing videos and the pictures that Nanoleaf have been putting out. But at $229 for just 3 panels, I do think they're on the expensive side. If I was buying these myself, and I often do buy smart home products myself, I would have liked to have had 5 panels, and that would have been a staggering £370 just for one smart light. I found the light performance really good, and the color accuracy and brightnesses are really good as well, but that's what I've come to expect from Nanoleaf. Although I've had no performance issues with the Skylight over Wi-Fi, it is a shame that it does not support Thread. They would have been welcome to free up my space on my Wi-Fi network, and I just don't understand why Nanoleaf didn't support Thread, given its other lighting products that are similar to this already support this standard. Another complaint is adaptive lighting. While most of the Nanoleaf HomeKit certified range are HomeKit adaptive lighting enabled, the Skylight is not, and that's another odd thing to leave out. Nanoleaf have not confirmed why the Skylight does not support adaptive lighting, nor have they confirmed if this feature will come in the future. While the install and setup process I've personally found easy, some users might not feel comfortable installing the Skylight in this way, so you might need to pay an electrician, and this will add to the cost. However, overall I'm impressed with the Nanoleaf Skylight, and I was surprised they look better in reality, as I've already mentioned. The colours are good and the whites are bright, however you cannot get away from the price. And this is one of the sticking points at £229 for a 3-pack. These are expensive. And like I said, if I was getting them myself, it'd be £370 for the 5 panels I would want to buy. Then when you take into account the designs Nanoleaf show off, you have to spend thousands just to achieve the same layouts. While I'm not an expert in lighting components, I don't understand the cost that Nanoleaf have put on these, given their other lighting products like the shapes and elements are a much lower price, albeit they're lower luminance, but still the price gap is big between them all. That being said, price is always subjective. You have to make your own mind up if you can justify the cost, and that will always be down to personal circumstances and what you want to buy for your home. But if you can see past the cost, then I think the Skylight has performed well, and I actually like them. So that's a wrap on the review, and hopefully you found it useful. If you have, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. You can also check out our other videos on the channel, and if this video has helped you out, there is some links in the description below that take you to a preferred retailer that help this channel out at no extra cost to you. You can also follow us on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at @FollowHomeKit. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon.